Hello Wolfpack, we're here on Hedera Hashgraph or HBAR. We've got the USD pair on the daily chart, we've got the weekly pair on the Bitcoin chart, and we've also got the website, HBAR website, just ready to discuss some fundamentals at the end of the video. HBAR is a coin that I've been interested in for a long time. I remember back, in late 2019, early 2020, looking at this coin, probably early 2020, looking at this coin and, thinking just after the COVID drop, this looks promising. I remember hearing about it for a while. It wasn't really getting much hype in the community because, the bear market, new coins, this came out during the bear market in 2019. Coins don't really get traction during the bear market. That's not really a time people are looking for new investments, even though they definitely should be because that's where the money's made, but they're not. And they're kind of just sticking with what they've got. They've got it in the back of the mind that maybe crypto's dying. I don't know if I want to invest in random altcoins, and this would have been very low cap back then, so obviously not many people would know about it in general, but they were working a lot behind the scenes, and they have some great fundamentals to show for it. So we can see here that, it's gone up exponentially since that point. It started the bull market for itself in around January, just in the new year, and we ran up, roughly 15x or 16x. And we can see that it was a very, very gradual, nice steady growth over the period of 3 months with barely any major corrections here or major range bound construction zones. But you can see here we kind of reached top quite early in the bull market. HBAR has been known to act slightly independently from Bitcoin. We reached the top here around 46 cents just before that 50 cents psychological resistance, and we kind of got rejected here about 4 times from this area. So we can see that even though we formed that double bottom around the 28 cent level, on 2 separate occasions here, we still were unable to break through that 46 cent region. We dropped 51% from this top of the drop buying range here when Bitcoin dropped down. We can see we dropped 51% to 15 cent region. We entered that symmetric triangle. When we broke out of that symmetric triangle, we immediately took the 50-day SMA. We formed a kind of support zone on this structure here on our buying range. As you can see on our buying range, we're currently up. Let's see. So we released this trading signal around here on the 26th of July, 27th of July. So that would have been around 15.5 cents. And from that point, we've reached profits around 52%, currently at around 35%. So that's in our free Telegram group. If you're interested in that, go ahead and join. The links in the description. We don't only post HBAR trading signals, but also other coins and Bitcoin analysis and updates on a daily basis. So that's something if you're interested in. We can see we've kind of rejected here off the 100-day SMA, taken that 21-week EMA here, and our next resistance zone after this place here, which is, the top of the Ichimoku cloud, is lining up with the 100-day SMA. So we could be seeing a rejection. We've already kind of seen it. Worst case scenario, we come back down, we test the bottom of this 21-week EMA here before moving back up. But I think that if Bitcoin's able to break that 43k resistance, HBAR should be in a very good spot here to just, quite easily swipe through, maybe, get some resistance here for briefly off of this, 20-week SMA, which will move to this range, and then break up into its critical resistance area, from which we can make some all-time highs in HBAR. As I've said here, we've actually, haven't really said this yet, but we've got a bullish divergence here on the MACD as well. To note, not necessarily a strong one, but you could definitely draw that in there. So that's positive news for HBAR. We're moving up. We've taken quite a few of those long-term MA supports and resistance zones. But yeah, what am I expecting for HBAR in the bull market? I think HBAR is going to have a really tough time breaking through this $1 region. It's already 50th on the market cap ranking. $1 is, an absolutely insane psychological support for like every coin. If you have seen any coins that's kind of broken through that region before, it takes a while. So we could be seeing, I think we won't have a problem with the 50 cent region again. We'll probably see something like this, a rejection off it, and then a move up to $1, from which we'll see some sharp rejections and, some real big range bound constructions in that region. So yeah, look, I'd definitely be looking to take profits around that $1 region, but I'd be looking at it closely, and if we saw a breakthrough, that's probably a sign to buy back in, because obviously, a very strong resistance zone, once broken, turns into a very strong support. So I can't really give any predictions above $1, but I think that $1 would be a great place to take profits, and also look for a place to buy above $1 if it breaks out and flips it for support. So yeah. So that's pretty good profits anyway. That's roughly what 380% away. I think that's a pretty good profit margin. It definitely could go higher, but as I said, I'd probably just be taking profits in that region, waiting for it to go higher rather than suffering a 30% rejection. It's probably not the best idea. So we can see here on the weekly Bitcoin pair that HBAR, it's kind of the same thing as the USD chart, on a much longer time frame. We've got this, critical resistance zone here in this red box, and we've kind of, really struggled to break through that. We've tried on 2 separate attempts. We tried in the COVID drop, and we tried in this current bull market. But obviously we have this green box as support over here. So if we get rejected, we'll just keep coming back down and just keep bouncing around like that. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that what's going to happen here for HBAR is Bitcoin's going to make the first move back up to new all-time highs. HBAR is going to kind of dwindle because of that. Possibly go down a little bit, maybe even test the bottom of this box, up top of this supports box, and then when Bitcoin dominance starts to drop and the alt season, starts to kick in, we'll see something like this with HBAR and possibly a rejection and then a breakthrough to all-time highs on the Bitcoin pair. And just a side note, this first, massive red candle here, let's not worry about that. That happens when coins come onto the market for the first time. It's not actually relevant to any kind of price action at all. So let's not worry about that. What we don't want to see for HBAR is a drop below this support box, because then we've got some extra resistance from which we, will probably struggle to break out a little bit. But I'm expecting HBAR to continue growing, and I'll show you the fundamentals to tell you why. So HBAR, they have some big partnerships. They have a lot of use cases. It's actually, probably a bit too much to explain it in just one short video, actually, but I'm sure there's many videos you can watch out there that will explain it to you. But essentially, we can just go to this use case tab here, and we can see the extent of what they're offering here on HBAR. We've got payments, tokenized assets, identity. They, work with permission blockchain. They've got, they work in the gaming industry. They work in healthcare. The data compliance, I've heard of things of HBAR, storing Holocaust memoirs, on the blockchain so they don't get lost in history. We've got these massive partnerships here with Shinhan Bank, Standard Bank. I've got LG, working with Boeing. That's just insane. The Google, FPOS, this is a coin that, is definitely institutionally very well known, and we've got a lot of institutional investors in this coin. So we can see if we scroll down here to the payment area, it's also got more transactions per second. It's got, cheaper fees, and it's less hard on the energy, this is just fundamentally, seems very, very sound. I don't really have anything to, complain about with HBAR. They've also had rumors of working with the US government to create a central bank digital currency. I guess one of the things you could say about HBAR is potentially they might have too many connections with the institutional world, too many connections with governments that, they might not be 100% decentralized. But I'm not sure about that. I can't confirm anything about that. That's just speculation there. I have heard that going around. I'm not the kind of person to ask about that kind of thing. I look at the TA mostly. So you can see the TA is looking good, and the fundamentals are certainly looking good as well. Constant developments. If you follow their Twitter, constant updates on HBAR, especially at the start of a year. So it looks promising. That's the analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to check out some of the other videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.